Minecraft 1.13 has been such an amazing update. Not only has it resparked interest in the game for most of the community, it's also posed a good challenge for people and their building creativity. And now that a majority of the new content is found in water, players everywhere are wanting to live in the ocean. So, my name is System Z, and here are 5 house designs and ideas for Minecraft 1.13. First up, you can explore the ocean in style by packing starter equipment and sleeping arrangements inside of this shark-shaped submarine. Let's check it out. I've got to say, this was definitely no easy task, but it was definitely worth it. I absolutely love this design. As you can see, I've used concrete here to kind of create a submarine. And basically what I started with was this area over here. I basically started outlining what I believe would be a good cockpit area. And then I used some glass to kind of shield it off, as you would. I thought that would really make sense considering this is a submarine. You'd like to be able to look out in the water. And I thought it'd be cool to kind of expand it along the side. Now I've used some accents like cobblestone and of course the spruce here to really bring it to life all together. And as far as the shark theme, that really didn't come together until I built the propeller system. I just thought it kind of looked like a fin, which looked pretty cool. So then I went ahead and did the fin there, and of course some outlining on the bottom. And I think that really all kind of came together really nicely. I've even added a chimney out the side to really emphasize that this is a house slash submarine. But let's go ahead and take a look on the inside. As you can see, it's very dry in here, which is awesome. Now my favorite thing about this whole thing is this buried treasure map. This is amazing because this is your standard treasure map, and I've basically gone ahead and opened it so that way you could see what, it looks like and explored it. Otherwise, it would be the normal treasure map look. Placed in an item frame, and it looks awesome because that's like the destination where we're going. We're trying to find the treasure of the sea. And of course we got our control board here. We've also got a general furnace for cooking if we need, and 2 bunk beds. So that way if you're living in here with a buddy, you can definitely share the space very easily. I just don't know if it really works that well, but as long as they don't fall off, they should be fine. Of course, a nice flower for more accent color with the carpet and everything. And an ender chest and crafting table. Now, in this stage of Minecraft, if you're building this as a starter home, you might not have shulker boxes, but if you do, this is a very fantastic way to store a lot of blocks in a small area. There are 27 rows here and 27 rows in each shulker boxes, so if you do the math, 27 times 27, that is a lot of storage space. And then, of course, you can just name the storage boxes, so that way, you know what you've got. But yeah, guys, this is basically it for the submarine. I think it's a beautiful build, and I definitely recommend you guys do it yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's really, really spectacular, especially because you can be in there and see the fish pass by, which is very, very cool. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and continue on with the video. Next up, you can transform the ugly, damaged ruins of the seafloor into a jaw-dropping subaquatic home. In this case, I absolutely love the mixture of quartz and prismarine here, so let's get a closer look. I've got to say, considering this is what it did look like, I think I did a pretty good job on this one. I've got to admit, this is my favorite build, I think, in the entire video, just because I really, really like this style. I've used quartz here, as you can see, and mixed it in with prismarine blocks, and I think it looks really, really cool. And the way ruins work is there's usually a lot of buildings around. So what I've done in this case is I've left this one just kind of an example of what it was. I kept the shape of these two, and then I turned this one into a conduit. Now I actually have a video showing you guys different conduit designs. There's going to be a link in the description, and if you look in the top right corner, there's going to be an iCard there as well. That's definitely a recommended video because you can do cool designs like this. So that's another thing you can do, is transform the ruins into conduits. But if we go ahead and check this house out, I love it. We've got coral around to kind of bring in some color, but I just love the style of the roof. I think it looks really, really cool underwater. I've also used dead coral here as kind of a main block underneath. It is a very complicated looking build, but overall it's pretty simple. It's really messy overall, I'd say, is the best way to say it. But yeah, if we go ahead and kind of go through here, unfortunately doors don't work underwater, so we've got to use trapdoors here, but I think that works fine. They're kind of difficult though. Let's go ahead and swim through. There we go. Now, same storage system here. As you can see, we've got those. So that's basically how I did it throughout the entire video. But we've got a lot of storage space. The only bad thing is, obviously mobs can come through. So you could use trapdoors to cover this up like I've done in here if you'd like. Of course, a nice potted coral plant. A basic living room. And then this is how the doors would work. Now, this is a 3 wide space, so I didn't do it with that. This is completely optional, though, but I definitely recommend it to stay away from the drowned. But we've got more storage space up here as well. And just kind of an overall viewing platform. I think it's a pretty cool way to transform the ruins overall. But yeah, very, very simple one. Not really spacious, but still kind of homey. I've got to admit, I do like this one quite a bit. But I think the best part of it is definitely the blocks used for the outside. I could definitely see myself using this same palette for other builds underwater because it's really, really cool. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Following that, you may want to take a break from being entirely submerged and only dip your toes in the water a little bit. No worries, I've got just the design. Check it out. So this one's kind of cool because you can really just place it wherever you'd like, and you kind of still get a taste of land as well. So if you're tired of being underwater, this is definitely a good design. Now, a lot of people have suggested that I do this for a video, but I do gotta say, this is pretty much what Good Times with Scar has done on Hermitcraft. Ultimately, it is an underwater cove. You basically build a water tunnel that reveals a secret little cove that's kind of a pocket of air underneath the ground. Now, this is a very common design, but like I said, Good Times with Scar is currently using it as a base, so I do want to give credit there. This isn't necessarily copying it. It's not really even inspired by it. I just did my own take and kind of went down here and started mining it out and seeing what I could do. But, you know, I gotta say, I do like it overall. It's very spacious and very kind of cozy, honestly. Feels very private, which I think is always good. It makes it feel like a good home. But we've, again, got bunk beds in case you're on the server and want to impress your friend so that when he comes on, he's like, oh, wow, this is an amazing home. Same storage system. Of course, your crafting and your furnace. But a lot of the building in this actually comes from the tunnel. This is where it kind of gets cool because you can really use the new changes to customize your tunnel, which I think is pretty cool. But ultimately, it's all about the outside as well. This is the main presentation. If you don't want to make it too obvious that you live underground, maybe don't do this. But if you'd like to at least, you know, give people a hint, they're like, ooh, what's this? It definitely leads in for good exploration. So I'd recommend it, but it's probably not my favorite, I'd say. Again, I think my favorite is the last one of the submarine, but this is still cool nonetheless. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Next up, living underwater may not be what floats your boat. If that's the case, why not take an above water shipwreck and restore it back to its original beauty? So this one is actually from my Minecraft Let's Play, and I've got another one in the video from it as well, but I did definitely want to show it because it's a really cool design overall. Basically, I started with a shipwreck that was above ground, and I'm going to try and put a picture on screen now to kind of show what it looked like before. But basically what I've done is gone ahead and placed one layer of blocks above what was already in the water, and it still looks a little too low, but ultimately it does work. I've also gotten rid of the water, as you can see, very clear on that, but ultimately this is a very cool design because the pre-built ship design is actually pretty good all together. I mean, it's got a lot of layers, which is something you want out of a ship that you're going to call home. So as you can see, we've got the bottom layer here, which I've basically used trapdoors for windows. I can actually get through this as well if I'm coming from the other side. Got my little sleeping quarters there, an inner chest, of course. It's a little messy. I apologize. I haven't yet cleaned up. But we've even got this layer here, which is pretty good. Very open. You could even store stuff over here if you'd like. A very basic chest room with a very special design. There's enough room to fit kind of an automated furnace system. There's a chest here, as you can see. I'm able to come right down here and actually cook it using these hoppers that are hidden. So if there's enough room to do that, there's enough room to really do anything. But I think my favorite thing altogether about this entire thing is this area up here. There's enough room to even have a scouting platform, which is really cool. And I use this to kind of fly around with my elytra. So I really recommend you guys give this a shot. Very simple to do, honestly. It's not too difficult. You just kind of got to play around with the sail designs, and once you get it, it looks really good, I've got to say. So I'd say this is definitely one of my favorite builds, but ultimately, I want to see what you guys think in the comments below. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out the next one. Last but certainly not least, consider bringing the ocean to you by building your own fishbowl or aquarium. Though I will warn you, fish aren't the best roommates. Let's check it out. Spawned in a little bit farther away, but if we come come close, you can see what we've got here is a fishbowl. I've got to admit, this one's a little iffy. I don't know if I really like it too much. And I've actually already done a video showing you exactly how to do this. So if you'd like to copy that, you can look in the iCard that's going to pop up in the top right corner, as well as the description. But we've basically got a fishbowl, which is kind of roomy. It's not that bad. I think it's kind of cool because you can do a furnace. You've got basic storage, of course, a basic living room, and to hide away from the phantoms at night, you can even come down here in the lower area where we have our conduit and some basic storage and a bed. I wouldn't recommend it overall. I would definitely recommend this as a very early starter house, or even just a house to impress your friends. It's really not meant for long-term survival, obviously, but you do gotta admit it's a cool concept, and I'm glad that we can finally do this with the Minecraft 1.13 update. The best thing about it is that you can live with fish, and I think that's a really special thing. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and go on to the next one, which is a surprise bonus. Did somebody ask for a bonus design? I know. I was only supposed to do 5, but what can I say? I love to build. I wanted to include this island design from my Minecraft Let's Play, where I'm building an observatory on top of the custom-built island. If you'd like to see more of this build, check the description for a link to my Let's Play. I really only wanted to include it to inspire you guys, because it is genuinely a really cool base concept. That's going to do it for today's video. What did you think of my 6 designs? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more building content and live streams. My name has been System Z, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.